What's going on YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I'm the Crypto Vet. Glad to be back. Thank you for everybody with all the best wishes and things on Twitter. I appreciate you guys so much. But let's go ahead and get back into the content. I have been gone for about 5 days. Had a wonderful time in Mexico. And Bitcoin took a shit while I was gone. So maybe I won't be taking too many more vacations in the future because I don't want that to be a trend here. But either way, if you like the content, you like the information, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're going to go over Bitcoin and see if we are at a potential turn and could be reversing anytime soon. Do we have more downside to go and where to go from here, as well as a little bit on Ethereum and XRP. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian. Links for Twitch, Discord, all the goodies are down below. Before we get started, though, I wanted to just go over. I got a lot of questions in the Discord about a lot of the little altcoins that I've been going into. And I want to address these with a big warning. Okay, anything that I go into as far as a lot of these, I don't want to call them shit coins, but most of them are. Because we have no idea the potential that they could come out of in the future, right? But I take all of these with a grain of salt. I'm usually in and out of these cryptos very fast. So take, for example, things like the Safe Moon, Bonfire, and all of these other coins that are popping up, trending on Twitter, things like that. I do get in on them, but I don't get in on them as for a long-term hold. As for Safe Moon, I got in, put in, I think, 2 or 3 BNB. Once it doubled, I took out my 2 or 3 BNB from there, and then I slowly take profits with every single pump. I'm not waiting for $1, $2, $5 million in profits. Most of the time, this doesn't happen. This isn't sustainable, but I can make a little bit of money from the hype, right? And for me, that's entertaining to do and trade on PancakeSwap because the same thing happened on Ethereum when DeFi projects got very popular. Things like YAM yield farming, which obviously didn't work out, went to zero. So just a big warning, if you're putting anything into any of these DeFi coins, make sure it's money that you can lose, right? So currently the only ones that I have anything left in is I still have a little bit of Safe Moon just because I'm 100% in profits. But looking more and more into the project, it's looking more scammy than not. However, if these guys are scamming, they are the worst scammers ever because their face is everywhere. So, but I just want to make sure you guys know that I'm not dumping tens and tens of thousands of dollars into these projects. I'm not selling my XRP, my HBAR, my really good long-term HODL projects like Theta. I'm not taking any of those and putting them into that. I'm making a little bit of money on these pumps from speculation, taking that and I'm putting it right back into my favorite projects, okay? One that Bull Monkeys or my buddy Sky showed me was Come Rocket here, and this project was honestly just really funny to me just because they're called Cummies, and it is a project for NFTs and basically tokenizing the OnlyFans market and putting it onto the crypto space. And I got in at 0.000 or 0.003 or something like that, and I actually put more into this one just because I thought of all of the projects this one had a better standing. However, if you go to the website, things like that still burning per transaction, giving back to the hodlers kind of thing, still feeling a little sketchy. So, but I've already taken over $5,000 or $10,000 in profits now, and I'm still sitting on over 500,000 little cummies here. So I just want everybody to know that if you're doing anything like this, you need to watch the charts. You need to be assured that you can get out the second you get your initial investment and take that back out. That way you don't have anything to lose, okay? And I'm not going to be retweeting or posting these on Twitter. I did at first with Safe Moon just because I was away and I wanted people to be able to get in on the hype and get out. However, I wasn't able there to tell people to get out at the time that I wanted to. So I'm going to stop promoting things like that because I don't want anybody to lose money. If you do want to get in on these with me, we can do it at the same time during Twitch. So I just wanted to say that just so everybody knows I am not dumping my whole portfolio into these weird coins. I'm only playing with a couple grand, which is way less than 10% of my total portfolio, so I'm willing to lose that at the same time. But let's go ahead and get started here. If we head over to CoinMarketCap, our market cap has dropped below 2 trillion. We're at 1.8. Bitcoin dominance is still falling. It's at about 15 or 50.8. And as far as our biggest gainers here, we still have some good ones. Dogecoin's still doing its thing, so whenever in doubt, I guess Dogecoin is the way to go. And biggest losers, of course, everything took a huge hit as Bitcoin dropped to the downside. Looking here at Bitcoin dominance, The values that we've been looking at that I've been very consistent on taking a look at is right here between this 52 to 54 range. And if we come over here, we can see how this has been very, very good support in this little box area all the way down to about 52. And right now we are slowly falling below it as of now. And the last time we did this is when we had a very, very volatile and very lucrative alt season, as we dropped all the way down here to around the 35 region. And when I posted this on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, I said, as we fall down to here, this is when Bitcoin dominance dropping to these levels that I would be starting to take serious profits on my altcoins, just for the case that Bitcoin at this point would potentially be bouncing back up to set new all-time highs, things like that. And looking at Bitcoin now, as we're dropping down, the Bitcoin dominance is dropping down with the altcoins dropping because they're valued to Bitcoin. So we need to find the bottom. We need to find the reversal for when altcoins start to pick up and Bitcoin starts to trade more sideways. Because if Bitcoin keeps going down, everything's going to go down with it until it stabilizes. So looking at the total market cap, we can see here that the $1 trillion, or the altcoin market cap, the $1 trillion area has been a struggle for the altcoins to get over. If we look at overall market cap, the $2 trillion area was the struggle that we had to get over. So right now, as the markets cool off and consolidate, these are the levels that I'm looking to see for when we are getting ready to change the scene, getting ready to swap back to more bullish in the short term, still bullish in the long term, but in the immediate short term right now, things are bearish. Bitcoin has started to go to the downside. We have 4 red candles heading down, but it's not the end. We had a lot of FUD news come out where Joe Biden's potentially going to be taxing the shit out of the U.S., as he called it, elites and wealthy, but I mean, this affects anybody who's in crypto, whether you have $1 million or not. Capital gains could potentially be taxed over 50% in like California and New York, and in the United and everywhere else, you'd still have to pay the same amount on short or long term. But why would people sell if you can make $1 million and now you owe 400,000 or so to the government? You still make 600,000. So why would you still lose that opportunity when it's, yeah, it sucks that you have to pay the taxes, but to me, it doesn't make sense why you would sell, because you potentially could owe more in the future. So you're just going to give up because you might owe more. That's, I don't think that's a very good reason, but either way, news, FUD, causes things to happen. Do I think they're the catalyst that caused the whole charts and everything to go down? No, not really. I think the charts were overheated. Everybody was making too much money. People started taking profits. As it went down, people got scared that they were going to lose the profits that they had right at the top, because most people buy high and sell low, right? So I think this was just normal overheated markets coming down, because you can pin a piece of news to anything that happens afterwards, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. I could go to anything. I could go right here to this part in the chart and I can be like, oh yeah, this day, this guy picked his nose, fell down the stairs. Yep, that's why the charts went down. He had $1 billion in crypto. So, you can make up anything you want. I think technical analysis is showing that the charts were overheated to begin with, and this is why we came down. So looking at Bitcoin here on the daily, I've zoomed out a bunch and I added 3 different EMAs here. We have the 20 daily exponential moving average, which is the blue. We have the 13 weekly EMA, and then the 20 weekly EMA. I've been talking about for a while how we have not come back down to touch the blue one, the 20 weekly exponential moving average. And to me, this was very, very important, because if we head back in time, this is Bitcoin back in 2017. You can see how we came up and we touched the 20 weekly exponential moving average, the dark blue line. If we go into the future some more, we came down, we touched the 20 weekly exponential moving average, and then we started to go up, right? So this was a very, very good thing to show us that this was the bottom. This is the time for us to bounce back up. Looking at where we are now, we have yet to touch that even once, but we are getting close right now. So I added the 13 exponential moving average here to show you that we also found little bit support on this. So this was a very important moving average as well. If we did fall through, we bounce back up to get above the 13 EMA. So what does this mean right now in the short term? Well, I drew this channel here and I copied the channel over to where we are now. And you can see that this channel has been respected. Resistance, support. This whole section here, you can see we struggled when we got above it. Didn't stay above it for very long. before we came back down, and this line was respected all the way here. But now we are coming down to the bottom, and even if we zoom in way down here, before we even broke out and started, you can see how that line was respected. The reason I'm showing this now is we could potentially be at our bottom. Now, we may come back down to touch this weekly, which would make me the happiest ever. If we touch this, get down to like 44,000, pop back up, this would make me very, very happy, just to know that we have potentially found a bottom. So yes, coming back down here to touch this 20 daily or 20 weekly exponential moving average would make me very happy, just because then I would know we have buyers, we have support here, and that this could potentially bounce and go to the upside. So let's go ahead and head back in time. So when we saw this, we came up, touched it, bounced up. You can see there was support resistance. We came after we hit this one here for the second time in this case. What ensued afterwards? Our RSI was all the way down at oversold, right at 30. We hit both of them, and then within how many days was this? After about 10 to 12 days, we picked up and then started a very, very big rally. So during this time, between the 17th and looks like 24th of September, we consolidated sideways, got rejected on the 20 daily, all this, and then we flipped back above it. Now, if we look at where we are today, we are below the 20 daily, potentially finding good support here on the 13 and finding support on this channel. And our RSI now is right at the exact same level at 30. So this could be signifying that we have found the bottom here and that we are just going to need to trade sideways during this time in order for us to actually bounce and head to the upside. And if you can see here, all these red lines here, this is bearish divergence across the daily for the past, let's see, since October. We've had a lot of bearish divergence, and the reason we see this on the daily is because it's also present on the weekly chart. So we needed to cool off. We needed this drop. Bitcoin during bull markets can correct 30, 40, even 50%. Now, if we were to drop all the way down to the 20 weekly exponential moving average like I would like, this would be a 31 to 32% retrace, which I think would be great, because this would get all the people who think Bitcoin's over, that we've hit the top, which I do not think we've hit the top. I think this is just our first real big correction. All these other ones, people weren't puckering their assholes like they are now, right? Everybody is scared, thinking that it is the bottom. That's what I'm buying. This is when I am ready that things are going to change and go to the upside. We move back here. What happened? We hit that, and boom, we started a huge parabolic run to the upside. However, I think that we are just now hitting our first touch here. So now we will come up and we will have another big, scary correction that will make us think that we are at the bottom. And I guarantee you that this is probably going to happen in 2 to 3 months. Again, people will probably think that we are at the top. Again, I'll probably disagree. Of course, who knows what's going to happen when I see those charts then. But then we will have our real run, because I think Bitcoin is going to surpass 6 digits. It's going to hit 100K. This is just our first real correction in this market, and we still have a lot of time to go. But I, of course, will keep you posted as we go here, looking at where we're at right now. Let me move this chart over so I know here. The first time getting to our oversold here on the daily. And this is good. We can even see the momentum wave is potentially rounding off. But again, it'll take 1 to 2 more days. But if I saw a buy signal on a momentum wave on the daily at the bottom, RSI oversold, in my opinion, that's the time to enter in some longs, because that's when sentiment will be switching. Everybody who's bearish will go, okay, maybe that was it, and we'll have at least another little bitty relief rally. And most likely we will come up, get rejected on the 20 daily, and then sideways, or come back down to retest this, which would be a double bottom, and we'll have a nice little W pattern showing that we are going to take off to the upside. So when you think about Ethereum, I haven't been trading Ethereum since this breakout because my target was met right at around 2480. I think I took last profits at 2500, and then after that I have just been sitting on Ethereum because once my target was met, I needed to wait for a new pattern to form. As of right now, not many new patterns have formed. Ethereum likes to travel in channels here, so and right now it's also following Bitcoin. If we do see a switch to where maybe Ethereum's taking the lead, I will get into that. But as far as for Ethereum today, I don't have much on the charts to show you, other than anything under where it's at now or the price it's at now is most likely a very good buy, but still keep some cash reserves on the side to maybe get a nice buy back in at around 1900, because we could fall right back into this previous pattern here. And this was just a fake out before the real pump breakout. XRP here, we can see that we've been in this descending channel now for the past 2 weeks. I have been waiting for a break and a closure on the 4-hour, hopefully the daily, above this upper parallel channel line here. Haven't got it yet. I do think that maybe this dollar mark here will be a very good support, but if Bitcoin was to take another crash down to, say, where's it at? If it was to go down to around 44,000, I guarantee you that we will see XRP come down to as low as about 76, 77 cents with at least a wick getting bought back up. But we need to stay above this dollar point for me to be feel really good, because as of right now, 150% rise up or 300% rise up, and now we have come down 50%. So we've had 1, 2, 3 pumps here, and we have completely consolidated 2 of them. So if we were to get back below here, it's almost like starting over, in my opinion, and we would need to see where the support and resistances come to fruition there. So as of now, I'm hoping that this dollar, I'm still buying at $1. I was able to get a few, like a couple $100 in at around 95 or something, but I couldn't transfer the money over quick enough to actually catch that full wick. So hopefully we can get a nice little W pattern right here. We'll break out above, get rejected by the 20 daily, come back down, confirm this line as support instead of resistance, and then start our trend back to the upside. So as of now for XRP, still waiting on a break of this descending channel. But if Bitcoin, continues its thing, we have to respect Bitcoin is going to lead the way, whether we like it or not. Bitcoin, there's nothing like having a good bullish XRP chart, and then all of a sudden a whale dumps on Bitcoin, and that chubby you got is completely gone. I saw somebody on Twitter who said, explain the XRP charts as best you can. It's like, there's nothing like getting a bump of coke, feeling like you're on top of the world, and then getting kicked in the balls. That's what it feels like being a XRP trader. So that's going to do it for today, guys. I will keep doing research now that I'm back at my PC, see what other things I can find, other fractals, trends, things like that. And I will be streaming later today. So if you have any questions, please stop by and come say hi. I'll catch you guys in the next one.